Hi, Luminaries. How's everyone doing? This is our January 2024 energy update where I am going to be trans-channeling. If you're new here, my name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium. Hi, I see your hearts are flying. It is my goal and my passion to bring to you that which we consider a little outside of the box, a little woo-woo, and normalize it. I enjoy taking the metaphysical and normalizing it. As you might be aware, a lot of us are becoming more sensitive than ever before. Lots is changing, and you're going to hear quite a bit about that in this update. If you are new, the energy that I trans channel, which means I will allow a spirit to come into my body and speak to you directly. Sounds a little sci-fi when we speak about it this way, but this is what we do. I do. And her name is Maitland. She's younger. She's a little bit more playful. She's very silly and creative, which are kind of the emotions I am not feeling right now. I'm having a very dense 3D moment, a very human experience. So it's going to be very entertaining to watch that flip in my body to take on a whole new set of energies. But she's going to talk to you, kind of break down January weekly, talk to you about which chakras are going to be challenged, needed, supported, and which crystals you can use and how to grid your bed, as well as spirit animal. I know, I feel like she adds on stuff every month, guys. So spirit animal Hertz, so the sound for the month, and the essential oils for the month. And then she also does a deeper dive follow-up after this. So if you are a YouTube member, which shout out to Elby for being a member for 12 months. Thank you so much. I am so joyful in knowing that you've been with me this long. She does a deep dive that you can join where it's a little bit more interactive and you can ask questions about the month's energy and how it pertains to, maybe something that you are doing. And she shares when to launch good ideas, dates that are really good for healing and for spiritual growth. So, yes, this is a lot of information, but we do this because we as sensitives attract, certain avenues of energy. So some of you might be very I don't even know how to say it, very much in line with scent. So the essential oils would be really important to you. Those of you who are kinetic, who like to touch things like crystals, and maybe you have a collection of crystals, so that portion will be very much in alignment with you. For those of you who are very much into your own energy frequencies, the talk about the chakras will be very in alignment with you. So it's not that Maitland is telling you all this information because you need to do it all. She's sharing a wide bandwidth of information so that us who are sensitives can align which works for them the best. Okay. Yes, I also we have a calendar. Yeah, 27 through the 29, Rose is reminding me, are the mean days in the calendar energetically, and we are squarely in it. And I definitely yesterday had that experience. So I am excited for Maitland to come in. I do have Colleen Ziegler, the lovely Colleen, off camera.
Hi, everyone.
There she is. She will be helping the chat thread roll and making sure that information is coming through with clarity and not so jumbled. If you are new, oh yeah, I did already take that off. If you are new and you are practicing your clairvoyant skills, if you would like to check out the right side of my body between my ear and my shoulder, not necessarily the wall, not me, but the air. Sometimes you can catch the glimpse of energy moving out and in, because that tends to be where that action occurs when I'm trans channeling. So with no further ado, I will step out so that you can have a wonderful energy update. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you find out when we are going live, which is often on Fridays, sometimes sprinkled through the week. But I really like engaging with you and getting your questions and helping you understand a little bit more what it means to you to be sensitive and how to normalize that. Okay. Here we go. Have a great time. We're good?
We're good.
I'm cutting loose.
Okay.
I'm actually a little shaky.
I was nervous on the way here. So that's interesting.
What's there to be nervous about?
Because I usually don't get nervous before the energy update.
But it's happening.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Maitland, you got this, Jamie. All I have to do is disappear. She's the one who has to do whatever. Okay. I had to like collect all of her energy because it's scattered everywhere. It's like when you throw out one of those fishing nets and they go everywhere, but it's not really specific. And when you trans channel, you have to have your energy very specific because you're changing the frequencies in your brain. You're changing them. And so it's like a dial. And this is little like location inside of you. And she was having a hard time with that. So I had to like hit the dial and bring it in. Hi, Luminaires.
Hi, Maitland.
Hi, Colleen. My name is Maitland, Maitland. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to talk to you about the energy of January. And just for those of you who I haven't met, I'm 9 years old, but I don't have to be 9 years old. I just present myself that way because it's a lot of fun. And we get to be a little bit more silly. And it helps me take really big concepts. Like we're going to talk about some big concepts in January and kind of simplify them so that you enjoy having them with you a little bit more. Because, I mean, other than that, um, well, we'll just get to the content. Okay. So, let's take a deep breath. Because January is going to be fast paced. It's not going to be slow. So if you are working on some New Year's resolutions, I'm going to suggest that you put them down on paper and put them somewhere you can look at them all the time because you are going to feel like you are changing and morphing every day that you're just going to lose sight of what you decided you were going to do. So making goals and making plans are going to be a little iffy for January just because you're growing so much. If you have to have specific goals, I need you to write them down and I need you to have them very, very clear because there's going to be some marketing mayhem happening in January and a lot of miscommunications. But you're happy to know that on January 1st, Mercury finally goes direct. So no more Mercury in retrograde. Yay! And the first 10 days of January, I like. So Mercury goes into direct, and then it's kind of like a little boxing match that happens with the energy. So when you're sensitive, you feel a lot from what other people are thinking and feeling and creating, and you pick up on the environment, right? And so a lot of times you get a very clear read, but it's kind of like that blue gold dress scandal. Do you remember that one? Is
I
the
do
dress
now.
blue? Is it gold or is it black or something? You're going to have two hits kind of at the same time. So it's kind of like this versus game. Is it enjoyment or is it boundaries? Is it the sense of freedom or is this like being boxed in? Is it love or is it requirement and demands? Like I demand you to do this, and when I do this, I feel supported and loved. Or is it really just open-ended love? So for the month of January, your body intelligence or your gut instinct is going to be very important. So I would say for the month of January, the chakra that's going to be supported the most is going to be the earth chakra, the one at your feet, the earth star, the one that connects you to like the neutral ions in the center of the earth, the one that's more neutral and the one that helps you stay centered and not so, to the left, to the right, to the positive frequency, to the negative frequencies. It's just kind of right on center. And when I say support, I don't mean like you have your family and the bleachers cheering you on to win. It's not that kind of a support. It's like support where it's like, I'm going to tug and hold you pretty hard. And you're going to have these experiences throughout January that are really going to challenge you, but I'm holding you pretty darn tight. So it's the more of like, I got you. That feeling like you're dangling off a cliff, but your root star chakra has your hand. And it's like, I've got you. You're not going to fall. That kind of energy, that support. This sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Are you excited? Probably not. Okay, but so right at the beginning, you kind of have these like simultaneous feelings. You got to check in with your gut. You got to check in with your body. So if you don't feel like you're more clairsentient or empathic, that's okay. You just close your eyes and just call your energy in and just kind of ask, like, what's my reality? Like, what's my truth doing? That check-in is going to be so simple and very valuable for January. But then, like right after that little verses energy, you get into this amazing energy that rolls in where you're able to work really hard, like hard working, but you're so grounded and you're so in it, and you're happy about it. It's like this deep passion where you wake up and you go, I've always wanted to clean this closet. Now I'm going to do it. And I love it. And you put on some music and you made a special drink. And now you're going to clean this closet. It's amazing. Or like you look at your work and you're like, that's it. I'm going to start my own business and I'm going to do this and I'm going to change my life and I'm going to redo my schedule. And you do it and it's all really hard work, but like you really enjoy it. And you stay very grounded. You don't lose yourself in it. The energy is so rich and great. So this is like from like January 3rd all the way to like the 10th. So there's this whole week. And then right as you're doing the work, you like you're getting the, what do you call it? The responses, the reactions, the rewards, the results. That's the one I want. You get the results. And so those results go, oh, you're like, that's really what I was co-creating. I like this. And you keep going. So for that, I say enjoy. And and if you don't find yourself doing all the hard work, like really putting yourself in it, you're going to really enjoy that sensation of being grounded. Like the earth chakra is just like, got you, no problem. So a lot of you who are getting more into like transcendental meditation and other dimensional planes, you might feel like you can soar farther than ever before between the 3rd and the 7th. And you're still grounded, you're still safe. But then you hit the new moon, and I really mean it's like a hit. It's like a bam against your head on the 11th. This new moon is a little insane. It's not peaceful. This new moon is kind of instigating a little bit of manipulation. I was calling it to Jamie psychological manipulation. And it's kind of like where the social influences, kind of like the marketing mayhem I was talking about, comes in and they try to persuade you to perceive a situation differently, to perceive it the way that they want you to perceive it so that they have control over you. So this new moon, you might feel like pulling your hair out a little bit. So even though it's on the 11th, you might pick up on it on the 10th and kind of carry it to the 12th. So just be aware of that as you're coming into it. Because you don't want to get caught up in reacting and being reactive, or some of you call it triggered. I call it overly sensitive, because when you're psychic and you're open like that, you feel all the pings coming at you and you could just feel overly done to where you're like, I need help, I can't do this by myself. And you start to research and you get into the market world and you get into the social media, and then you're vulnerable and you start believing in what you're seeing. And I just don't want you to really believe in what you're seeing during that time, because as we get into like a little after the new moon, there's just this more like, I'm not pausing because I'm trying to sugarcoat it. I'm pausing it because I want to like show you layers to it. So community, country, global, like it's not just an I situation or you in a relationship. It's the more the relationship, and bigger and bigger and bigger, to where you have this, am I being played with mentally? Like you want to really check in with your mental health. Make sure that your mental body. So when I say mental health, I don't mean you are unstable mentally, like in the world, how the medical world looks at it. I'm talking about it more in the terms of your mental body. What are the quality of your thoughts, and why are you letting it run away? And why are you choosing to invest or believe in other bits of information when you yourself haven't researched it or know the facts independently on your own? So just you keep checking and mentally. In fact, a lot of the crystals and the stones and the frequencies, especially the Hertz frequency and the essential oils, I've all picked for mental balance and mental stability. So we really want to support the mind body.
Maitland,
Yeah.
just sorry to interrupt you. I know you're getting there, but we have a clarity question on mental body. What is your definition of the mental body?
So a person has 4 bodies. They have a physical body, they have an emotional body, they have a mental body, and they have a spiritual body. The one that's going to get a lot of action this month, a lot of opportunity for experiences and challenges, is the mental body. And so if you are clairvoyant or clairaudient, claircognizant, that kind of likes to use the mental body. So the mental body is a layer in your energetic field. So you have your physical body is right next to you on your physical body. And then you have a next layer of frequencies that are around your body, to kind of think of yourself like you are the sun and you have planets that go around you. It's either the second or the third planet that is going to be your mental body, because they're actually a little bit more fluid and interchangeable. So sometimes the mental body could be in second position or it could be in third position. And that is a bandwidth of energy that you use that helps feed your thoughts. And so your thoughts and your mental body connect. And if your mental body is not healthy, then you tend to give way on your boundaries and you give way in what you're thinking, and you're more susceptible to what's being fed to you. You're more susceptible to manipulation. Does that answer it?
Yes. Thank you. That's
So
nice.
the solar plexus works a lot with the mental body, and the solar plexus is going to be challenged the most this month. Not so much between days 1 and 10, but from 11 to 28, take your challenges. And so the crystal that I picked this month for the challenged solar plexus is pyrite. Pyrite is very bold, it's very out there, and it's all about balancing, especially mental health, and it also likes to balance the physical body as well. So that's going to be very good. It increases awareness, it increases motivation, it increases clarity, but it's all really looking towards strengthening that mental body, which is what you want to be looking for January, so you don't feel so overwhelmed. And so sometimes you get so overwhelmed you feel thin. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, you go, oh, I know the word. I can't. I just can't. You hear people say that. I'm out. I can't. That's when they're so overwhelmed that their energy is just thin. And so that's when you go, oh, your mental body is very thin right now. Okay, I've got you. So most likely that will be during like the 3rd week, where the new moon kind of kicks it off, but it goes into like the 22nd, where there's this kind of marketing manipulation, this psychological, like you'll see a lot of social justices come out and communities come out with these like bold statements and these like rights where it'll look like we need to protect those people. This is a justice. This is a right, but it's not. It's not full information. It's manipulative. And I'm sorry to say it to you that way, but I really want you to understand it. So when you see something on social media, when you see something on the news and it like calls to you, you're like, oh, there's pictures of, can I say whatever I want?
Yes. I'm giving you permission to say what you want.
Like when they talk about the war and they show pictures of people who are injured or people who have passed over and they show the bodies of them, like they do that to overstimulate you, to get a rise out of you and to hook your emotional energy. And once they've got your emotional energy, then they've got you, because now you're going to be feeling it and thinking about it and trying to problem solve it. And now it's going to get you upset. And then it's going to get you to like pick a side or land somewhere. And then that landing somewhere is going to give them the energy and the power to keep going in their direction for their agenda, which is not necessarily the agenda they're showing you. Lies. So when you feel triggered like that, when you see it, definitely pay attention to your body. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. But check in and go, what's my reality? Why am I hooked to it? I don't want you to become disassociated and just going, well, I'm overwhelmed, so my energy is thin. I can't. I'm done. I don't want to put you there, but I want you to be able to stand strong in your mental energy with your thoughts and where you want to go and still be a part of what's being presented in the world. But I just want you to know that not all of it is true. And AI and technology, like in the end of the third week, like the 20th, 21st, 22nd, there's a new like launch and a new boost of how they can use it and what they can do, because the laws around AI are so weak. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be getting images that look absolutely real. You cannot tell the difference. Somewhat, some of you can, but I mean, it's going to be so good and used in a way where you're just like, well, that is a reality, but it's not a reality. It's somebody being a puppet, puppeteering you and your attention. So you just have to keep checking in. It's time to find your news resources that work for you and that you know that they are reliable, and only check in with them, which might mean, sadly enough, that you might have to turn off some of that social media.
So that is some of the questions coming in, is what news sources are reliable? And then we have people saying, should they just turn it off altogether? Which that's a personal decision.
That is a personal decision. I know that Jamie turns it off altogether, but there are some really good news sources. Maybe, are we allowed to post links to that, or I kind of want to leave it to you and to choose it, but I think that'd be a really good thing to do. So
I like, some people are posting their news sources that they like. So I like those recommendations, but it's always good to
do the research yourself
and trust your own gut.
Yes, because what's good for one person might not be yours. That's how individual we are right now, but we're also a part of the whole. It's some wild times right now. So that third week, just have your antennas on and just mental clarity, mental health, strengthen the mental body. Go into your meditations more. Look at really who you want to be, not manipulated. Don't give your energy over to the bigger storylines. Decide that how you are going to contribute yourself. Okay, so week 4. Week 4, you can kind of relax a little bit. Isn't that nice? But there's a little blurb in week 4, like the 27th, but it's like the 26th, 27th, 28th. I just want to highlight that those are the mean days. So there can be some really big, strong, aggressive communication. And so if you find yourself in a meeting on those days, be direct. Leave your emotions at home and just take your direct words. This is why I showed up. This is what I need. This is what I needed by. Thank you. It's just very direct. Or if you are not direct like that, you might find yourself in these vicious cycles and talking in circles. That this is why the throat is going to be so needed for the month, especially from the 11th on. Your throat is needed, and I chose Apatite. I like saying it because it's like your appetite in your tummy, that you need to eat something, but I might be saying it wrong. Apatite? Apatite.
I say appetite. That's not the way that I've always said it.
Okay. It's so pretty. And so this is helping with communication, increasing, of course, honesty. In the next class, I go a little bit deeper in them, but I say, if you've got some of this, and it could be really small, it doesn't have to be big, it could be like a chip of it, I would keep it on your person at all time. Just carry it. It'll help just kind of strengthen your voice a little bit, know when to speak and know when to hold back. But I like how bold it is and how powerful the energy is of the Apatite. I mean, you can see it. It's like really, really rich. And that will help. So the 4th week, we have the full moon on the 25th. And this full moon is more like, it's okay. Come out. You're not going to be hurt. Let's have a little bit of fun. We can have some social time. We can get together and have a little party, things of that nature. So for the lunatics out there, you you brace yourself for the new moon, and then you quite enjoy the full moon, as it feels a lot looser and freer. And it also, right after that, even though we get into some mean days where the throat energy is very, I just want to be direct, and it can be really aggressive, it's also feeding a really sweet moment in relationships where there's a lot of abundant energy about connection and about being with. And so you immediately go into this piece, and this piece kind of leads you right to February. That piece where you feel connected and grounded. Remember, I said the earth chakra is like, I got you, you're not gonna fall. I chose petrified wood. I know it's not a crystal, but do you know it takes like hundreds of thousands of years and sometimes millions of years to make petrified wood? And it's so full of minerals, and it's really rich and just groundy and earthy, and it just feels so yummy. And it is about kind of slowing down and putting yourself in a really grounded position, rooted. Petrified wood. It also helps you in making very clear decisions. And believe it or not, even though it took a really, really long time to get to its state, it's all about the freedom of moving. Like, change, let's go. But it just holds you very steady to it. So that's nice to have throughout the whole month. If you were gridding your bed, I would keep the black tourmaline. I would probably increase the black tourmaline around your bed. I'd put one in each corner, and I'd put one in the middle. So I'd add another piece. But I would put petrified wood around the bed this month, one in each corner. And I would absolutely put apatite around the bed in each corner. I wouldn't necessarily put pyrite around the bed. I'd put it probably in another location that you spend a lot of mental energy. So at your desk, or if you do a lot of thinking in your car, put it underneath the seat in your car. That would be very helpful. Like put it in your purse kind of a thing, or put it in your pocket. But around your bed, it just has a lot of engaging energy, and your bed is supposed to be protective and relaxing. That's the only reason I wouldn't put it there. If you're having trouble sleeping, please add your amethyst. Keep your amethyst there. And if you're looking at building your clear, like sentient skills, that gut instinct a little bit more, then I would keep your selenite around the bed as well. So it'd be selenite, black tourmaline, amethyst. Those are like the three staples. Apatite, petrified wood. Poof. And this will help you speak strongly, stay grounded, and in movement. Because January is going to happen quick. You're going to go, oh, it's January 1st. And all of a sudden it's like January 28th. And you're like, what just happened? Well, you just went on a tiny roller coaster ride. That's what happened. And if you're really into listening to frequencies and helping you out, the frequency 639 is what helps you with kind of mental balance, mental calm. And so it's all about the mental body this month. So you could turn it on at night when you sleep, but I would just turn it on very, very, very little bit in the distance. And then the spirit animal is the horse. You're going to be so surprised at how many horses you see, and you never ever see a horse. And now you're just going to see horses everywhere. But the horse is all about the strength, the courage. And it's also about the freedom and the freedom to change direction, like to get up and go and change direction. You don't have to be in the same position. And I want that reminder for you. And actually, pretty much all of January, well, the 11th through the 28th, is a good reminder of change is very lovely. Change can be very happy. Change can be relieving. Oh, sorry. So I want you to remember that, because you're going to come across situations where you're like, I don't know if this is me. I think I'm done with this. You're going to come across situations where you acknowledge your energetic body has grown so much that it can't do that old 3D thing. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to be looking at it going, God, this is not for me anymore. And I'm a little terrified because I've never not done this basic thing in my life. I've never just said, okay, it's time to change. Well, you're going to get those feelings. So horse energy will help you. 369 Hertz energy will help you. Petrified wood is going to help you. And then if you're into the essential oils and you just want to have that mental clarity and that mental ease scent all around you, there's 4 of them that I picked. And they're all 2 drops each. 2, 2, 2, 2. Bergamot and Tangerine, those are the citrus ones. That's going to help you with that challenged solar plexus. So Bergamot, Tangerine, 2 drops. Then you get into Juniper, which is a throat energy. It actually likes to remove a lot of negative energy from the space, but it does so in an extremely kind, loving, caring, positive way. It's not just like coming in and cutting it out so that you have the space. It's like, I'm going to wrap this up really pretty and I'm going to put something sweet in its place. So Juniper. And then the last one is Siberian Fir. 2 drops. And that is for our earth chakra, getting us grounded. It's actually a big throat, but any of that tree energy that has roots is going to help with the earth energy as well. But the Siberian fir is also about openness and communication and honesty. So that is your essential oils.
Can you go over the drops for me again?
Yeah.
Thank you.
2 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of tangerine, 2 drops of juniper, 2 drops of Siberian fir. If you don't like the Siberian fir, I mean, you could use a normal fir, but they have different smells. Like a silver fir is really nice, but a silver fir is a little bit more strong, so you'd probably use like 1 drop of that. But I like the Siberian fir. And I really like how this feels. This petrified wood is it's like soft and silky and very dense. Do you imagine the history that's sitting in your hand when you're holding it?
Can you imagine going and laying in the petrified wood forest right now?
Oh,
That's in, I don't know, California?
it is?
Is it Arizona?
I don't know.
New Mexico?
Let's name more states.
It's somewhere. I remember driving near it one time, but we didn't stop. But I was just thinking, imagine laying there right now and grounding in the
Well,
earth
I would lay
chakra.
there for all of January 11th through the 28th is when I would lay there. Do you have any questions?
So we had some questions about the theme for the year as well as theme for the month.
Theme for the year, I would say it's more based on like a technology growth. And then I would put wow after it. Because you're going to have a lot of statements in your life this year that end in wow, or just complete sentences that are just like, wow, unbelievable, because it's all so new. And the theme for the month, it's fast paced. It has marketing mayhem. I call it marketing mayhem. Again, it's like, can we talk for a moment? It's like this month is launching off kind of how the year is going to be. And you're going to see a lot of technology come forward that has been talked about, especially in science fiction books. Things that cure cancer, things that repair cells, machines that see energetic layers, frequencies and sounds that heal bones and rebuild nerves. And you're going to come across more people in the world that are trying to say all of that is crazy and it's not real, but science is going to be standing behind it. Then you're going to get people in the science field that are just like, I'm tired of being denied. I'm going to put it out there really big and very loud, and I don't care about the patents. I don't care about signing it so that it's only mine. I want to give it to everybody because this is real and this is how we can live. So we have scientific humanitarians that pop up all over this year. And when they pop up, the technology that they bring forward is really for humanitarian healing and bonding, like 0 point energy is going to be out and released. And the big government people who are used to being in control and manipulating you are going to be dumbfounded. They're not going to know how to put the lid back on the box anymore. There's going to be so many of this discovery that they can't kill them all. I said it because that's what they've been doing in the past. And they're not going to be able to do that anymore. So you're going to see a lot of nasty in the world that you thought was pretty before. And you're going to have a moment of grief. But then the new stuff that's coming in is going to challenge your mental body. Can I believe in that? Do I know if it's real or not? That's going to be on you. But hopefully throughout the whole process, when we, can I say this? When we know that it's real, we can say it's real. When we find our sources, I think that would be very nice to share our sources. And at least that gives you a leg up of where to begin to look for yourself. She's not saying anything.
I'm listening. You're always looking at me for permission, and I'm not sure. I can't read your mind.
Oh.
So when you're asking me for permission, I don't know what you're going to say next.
That's funny.
And so it's funny.
I thought you knew what I was saying.
Sometimes I know if you're talking about a topic, what you're going to say next. But sometimes you're like, can I say this? And I'm like, well, I don't know because I can't read your mind. That's so silly.
I don't want to say anything that you don't feel comfortable in following through with, because then that would just be a disappointment. That's why I look for the acknowledgement. But it would be really nice when we come across the sources that are accurate and real, that we do share them. And so then we can pick companies to support and put our emotional energy and financial energy into, because they have the integrity and the humanitarian values to last. Any other insights?
Thank you so much. You have lots of gratitude coming your way. And we'll be back at 12:15.
Yeah.
Right? So
could do the deep dive. So I'm going to remind you, if you like this, hit the like button and share it. And if you're a member, we'll put you to the link to the calendar. So those dates that we went over will be in there. But if you're not a member, it's really good just to pull your calendar out and take notes on it, so that when you are having like a crazy day, you just don't think that it's just you being emotional or you managing life. You can go back and look and go, oh. And it would also be very good to document the solar flares and the Schumann's resonance on your phone. So like when you're having a hard day, like you know how you used to get up and you would check the news, like read the newspaper? It'd be really nice if you got up and you're like, what did the solar flares do yesterday? And what's the Schumann's resonance today? And you look at those things, because they are influencing the Earth's electromagnetic field, and they're influencing you and your electromagnetic field and how you manage your energy, which then tweaks your thoughts and tweaks your emotions, and it changes the way that you present. And so instead of just saying you're crazy, you can say I'm sensitive, and now I know why I am sensitive and to what. So just be more informed. Okay. I'm supposed to say goodbye, but I really don't want to. I really love doing this. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to doing it all year long. I'll see you later, alligators.
After a while, crocodile.
I'll see you soon, baboon.
Bye-bye, butterfly.
I blow you that kiss, jellyfish. I know what she's going to say next.
Hasta mañana, iguana.
I see you in the morning, unicorn.
Oh my gosh, I'm already losing track of what we said.
I got a job, warthog. Ciao, ciao, brown cow.
There you go. Bye, Maitland.
Bye.